going into free agency, I would have been happy if we just signed one wide receiver. But now we signed two? Welcome to Bleav Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to another edition of Free Agency Breakdown, where we break down every single free agent signing by our Buffalo Bills. Again, before we get into this breakdown, guys, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button for continuing coverage on the Buffalo Bills and all of Buffalo sports. We're talking the Sabres, we're talking the Bisons, we're talking the Buttes, we're talking the Buffalo Bulls. March Madness right around the corner. We talk about signing day for the Buffalo Bulls football team as well. Lots of things to talk about, but we're here to talk about the Buffalo Bills. So hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment or two. I always like to get back to you guys when you leave comments. First, let's talk about why we are here. You look behind me, you see the whiteboard, you're like, what's going on? If you didn't watch the last video, I'll tell you here too. This is where I'll be come NFL Draft Day, or at least that's what I'm planning to be for NFL Draft Day. I told you we'd have a whiteboard. Bam, right behind me is that whiteboard. You see my fancy artwork. Not that great, but I'm not an artiste. I am a bringer of news, and that is what I'm bringing you here today. As the Buffalo Bills signed their second wide receiver. In the previous video, we talked about Cole Beasley, formerly of the Dallas Cowboys, and now we talk about John Brown, most recently of the Baltimore Ravens, spent some time with the Arizona Cardinals as well. John Brown is currently 28 years of age from Homestead, Florida. He spent his time in college at Pittsburg State, where, guys, I'm not going to lie, I tried to look up some college stats for John Brown for this video from Pittsburg State. Didn't really have time to look deeply, but it was hard to come by. So I didn't find too many college stats on John Brown. John Brown, 5'11", 178 pounds. And guys, we got the guy. If Robert Foster wasn't the guy to burn people downfield, John Brown is. I look forward to seeing what John Brown can do this season with Josh Allen. Whew, that might be a dangerous combination. So let's talk about John Brown's contract. John Brown will sign a 3-year, $27 million contract. So that's $9 million per season. That's not that bad for a good wide receiver. And I know what you're saying. How good is he? Well, let's talk about the numbers real quick. Again, John Brown, 28 years old, 5'11", 178 pounds, most recently with the Baltimore Ravens. You look at the numbers, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017 and 2018. So what we got there, we got 5 seasons so far in the league. In those 5 seasons, his career stats, you talk about 42 games started, 428 targets, 215 receptions, 3,230 yards, and 22 touchdowns. So those are his career numbers. Let's look more recently than that. What happened in 2018 with Joe Flacco / Lamar Jackson throwing him the ball? Talk about 16 games played, 15 games started, and 97 targets, 42 receptions. We want to see that number get better. Right now, can that be blamed on Flacco and Jackson? Sure, but we also want to see that number get better. You know, we want to see completion percentage of about 55-60% when he's throwing to a wide receiver, and we'll see how Josh Allen does. You know, Josh Allen is always the most accurate guy, right? Not always the most accurate guy, but you know, we know I have a speedster now who can go catch that long ball. So we'll see what happens there. But we have 42 receptions, 715 yards, 5 touchdowns. Now, if you look at his season last year, John Brown started off really well. I'm talking about the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, did really well. But then when you look towards the end of the year, he kind of fizzled out a little bit. Not the same guy he was at the beginning of the season. Was that due to a minor injury that we didn't know about? Maybe. Or was that due to the fact that Lamar Jackson came in, and we know Lamar Jackson is not always the greatest at throwing the ball downfield. Remember the playoff game, got booed at home as well. Maybe he didn't get booed, but the decision to keep him in the game was not a popular one by Baltimore Ravens fans. But look past the numbers a little bit. What does John Brown bring to the Buffalo Bills? Well, he brings us a deep threat. He brings us an absolute deep threat, guys. A guy that can at any time take the lid off and go deep. You know, we have that with Robert Foster on the other side, but now we have 2 potential guys who can go deep. We have Robert Woods maybe in the slot. We have now we have Cole Beasley maybe in the slot. 4 wide receiver sets all day. Looks like the Buffalo Bills are getting those weapons for Josh Allen. Now, don't think because we did this that we're set at the wide receiver position. We're not set. I don't think we're set at all. I think we need 1 or 2 more guys who we could pick up in the draft. I don't think DK Metcalf is out of question. I just think that maybe we wait a little bit to pick up the wide receiver now instead of using that number 9 overall pick. You know, but we also talk about the tight end position. What else are we going to do at the tight end position? Because again, we did sign Croft yesterday. Still only means we have 2 tight ends. Need more than 2 tight ends in the NFL on your roster. So does that mean maybe we pick up Hockenstein or whatever his name was from Iowa, or maybe Fant from Iowa? Who knows what that means? But we know that the Buffalo Bills picked up John Brown, signed a 3-year, $27 million contract to be a Buffalo Bill. So thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Again, we will keep you covered for all free agency news. May even go live later today to do a little bit of a recap of the Buffalo Bills Day 2. Still some movement going on. Plenty of free agents out there. So we will keep you posted right here on Believers Talk. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like this video. It's a little thumbs up thing. It's like, watch guys, click. That's it. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. I just did it. It's not that hard. You know, my arm hurts a little bit. I'm not going to lie. But still, you know, do me a favor. And then also leave a comment, and I'll happily reply to all your comments. Again, we are here where I hope to be for the NFL Draft. Got the whiteboard behind me. We'll keep you updated constantly throughout the free agency period leading up to the NFL Draft. I'll do some mock drafts. We'll have a good time. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.